Okay, we're going to do a lovely morning restorative sequence this morning. So restorative yoga in the mornings might feel a bit counterintuitive to a degree, because it might feel like you just got out of bed and you're going to just lay around on the floor again. But actually it's incredibly productive. So let's start off with just a basic. No, let's start off with spine lengthening pose. So get a blanket and unfold it until it's kind of large, like about what we call a quarter fold, and then fold it down. I think I folded this wrong, this blanket. So just a nice long fold like that, and then fold it down the middle. So open it as kind of, to about a quarter. Then fold it down the middle, and then down the middle again, and then one more time down the middle. That's right. If you've got like hemming on the blanket, then put that at the head end. So we're just going to start off. This is lovely, this pose, and I've got a bit of a bad back at the moment, and this is a really nice reliever for bad backs. With restorative, you might need a blanket nearby just in case you get a bit chilly. My feet tend to get a bit cold, so even though it's quite warm, I still put a blanket over my feet. So you sit yourself with your bolster underneath your knees, and then the little folded blanket just at the bottom of the spine, and then lift the chest as you guide yourself down over that little folded blanket, and then get hold of the end of the blanket at the head end, and then roll it up, and then you create a lovely little pillow for your head. And just adjust a few moments, just make sure that you feel comfortable, and then allow yourself to release. So this pose should give you the sensation that your spine is being elongated. So you might have to just adjust the position of the bolster underneath your knees until you get to that feeling of elongation of the spine. So with restorative poses, with restorative sequences, I'll speak much less, you'll probably be happy to hear, than in a normal yoga sequence, because you want to relax rather than listen. So adjust your position if it doesn't feel like your back is being lengthened. Until you feel like you're in a position that you can remain in. This pose is deeply energizing. I'm going to stay here for 10 minutes. Just focus on your breath. Give yourself permission to relax. Remember that if pose doesn't feel comfortable, then just adjust the position of the body so that it does feel comfortable. You should never bear discomfort in restorative practice, otherwise you just won't be able to relax. And this is a practice of relaxation. So let the muscles release in the arms and the legs. Unhook the muscles from the arms and the legs so that the body becomes heavy on the ground. Sometimes it's useful to pick up the tailbone off the floor, lengthen the tailbone away from the sacrum, and then bring the buttocks down back onto the floor. And just to feel that additional elongation that action brings. One of the signs of spring, I think, is the sound of the birds just singing in the background, and I've noticed that that sound has returned over the last couple of days. So it feels like a new beginning. There's something really special about the season of spring. Just bringing new life to the earth. New possibilities. Warmer weather. Okay, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, and then bend your knees. Just bend your knees and just roll off your little mini bolster. Just stay down for a breath or two, and then stretch out the top leg, and then just come into cross-legged position, just observing your energy. Just listen to the sound of the breath. Just observe your energy. Okay, you can just unfold your blanket and just fold it up again as you would for your just little pillow shape, and then just put that to the side. So get your bolster. I prefer an oblong bolster for this pose, but if you can use your normal bolster, or if the bolster doesn't feel right, then you can just get your folded blanket, fold it up one more time, so it's kind of a big kind of chunky thing, and then you just put that underneath your armpit chest as you come down. So we can do our side, our supported side bend. So you need a block for your head. So you're just going to lengthen yourself out along the bolster, and the bolster comes underneath the armpit chest and the kind of lower rib and the side ribs. Then bring the shoulders down onto the shoulder down onto the floor. Rest your head on the block, and then stretch your arm over your ear. So breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. So as ever, if the pose isn't comfortable, then adjust until it is. There's nothing to be gained from just styling it out. Maybe you can still feel the energy of the spine from the last pose. Like an awareness, almost an effervescence in the spine. Bring the top arm back, push the bottom arm, elbow into the floor, and then come up into cross legs or a seated position that's comfortable, and just observe the energy around the chest on the side that you've been lying. And then we'll go over to the other side so that you can stretch out evenly. So just sit on the other hip, come down onto the other shoulder, rest your head on the block, and then extend your arm over your ear. So aim to breathe evenly into both lungs. Breath deep, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, and emptying your lungs from the top to the bottom. Okay, bring the top arm back onto your hip, push yourself up with the elbow on the floor, and then just bring yourself back up into cross legs. Just again, just observing the energy that you release through your practice. So it becomes really quite profound energy. Deep energy around the chest. Okay, so we're going to do our grounding spinal twist. This is a really nice pose. You might want to bring your bolster up a bit higher, perhaps, if you've got a stiff back, but this can be a nice way to relieve a stiff back as well. So you just bend your knees like we were doing in the previous pose, and then you lift your chest and turn your chest to face the bolster, and then guide your chest along the bolster. Rest your head in the same direction as your knees, and then bring your elbows apart. So your elbows are wide enough apart so that you're not supporting your weight with your arms. You're just resting into the floor. You can change the twist on the, or you can intensify the twist on the back by just drawing the knees a little further away from the abdomen. Or you can make it less intense by moving the knees up towards the abdomen a little further. Again, not every pose works for everyone. So if this pose doesn't feel right for you, then you can just come into the reclining butterfly pose, laying with your back on the bolster and your knees apart, your feet together. Okay, push your hands into the floor and then bring yourself up into a seated position. Just observing the energy you release through these really simple relaxation poses. Just the profound energy that they allow you to release. Just sit yourself on the other side, so your knees bent, but pointing out to the other direction, the hip closer to the bolster, and then lift the chest, and then we'll do the same pose but on the other side. So just lengthen yourself out along the floor, along the bolster, with your head in the same direction as your knees. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just enjoying the opportunity to relax, but knowing that that relaxation is helping to energize the body. Relaxation is an incredibly important function for the body, and we often overlook its importance. In fact, we often feel guilty for relaxing, which is wrong. Because without relaxation, we burn ourselves out. We just keep going and going and going, and we don't give ourselves the opportunity to relax. And so that's never going to be a positive outcome. Giving yourself the opportunity to relax gives your body the opportunity to wind down from its stressful state. Reducing the harmful stress chemicals that attack the immune system, that attack the whole physical body, that put the heart under strain, that affects your blood pressure. So true relaxation is not just a privilege, it's essential. And it's as good for us as normal yoga. It's more physical yoga. You just have to trust it. But you can feel the tangible energy that the body produces as a result. So again, if this doesn't feel right for you, if it doesn't feel right for your back, then you can do the reclining butterfly pose, laying on your back with the bolster underneath your back, and the feet together, the knees apart. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into the seated position, just coming into cross legs. Again, just feeling that energy that you release, that profound energy that relaxation poses release into the body. Okay, we're going to do the supported child's pose. Now, I like to do this with 2 bolsters. If you haven't got 2 bolsters, which most people probably don't, then what you can do is put a couple of blocks underneath your bolster, and then you raise up your bolster that way. So give yourself a little extra height, a little bit more height than just 1 bolster if you can. So you've got your 2 bolsters, and then you're just sitting back on your heels, and then lift up into the chest, guide the chest along the bolster, and then rest your head on one side. So again, if your elbows reach the floor, then move them apart so that you're not supporting your weight with your arms. You're just draping your body over the bolster. So in this pose, just periodically swap the position of your head. So you just bring your head from one side to the other just to stretch out your neck evenly. Swapping the head from one side to the other. position of your head one more time. Okay, bring your hands down onto the floor. Push yourself up into a seated position. Again, just observing your energy. Just observing the energy you've released so far. We're going to run over by about 10 minutes. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. Because we've got two more poses to do. So the first one is the reclining butterfly pose. So just come down onto your back and then just pull your feet in towards your seat bones. Now you can just unfold your blanket until it's like this, and then you fold it down the middle, and then you can wrap the bolster around the outside of your feet, and then have the blanket kind of pulling in here, and then you just, as you come down onto your bolster, you can just pull the feet in, and then let the feet lay there, and then it supports uncomfortable hips, but it also keeps your feet in position. So just lie yourself down on the bolster. If your head rolls back, put maybe a block underneath your head, or just another folded blanket if you've got one, or a pillow. Just feeling the openness of the chest. Just breathe in through the nose, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. Emptying your lungs from the top to the bottom. Okay, push your elbows into the floor, lift your chest, and then come up into a seated position, just across legs. Just moving the blanket out of the legs. Just observe your energy. Okay, and just to finish off, we're going to sit on a cushion, or you can sit on your bolster, to just a seated meditation pose in cross legs, and we're going to do a breathing exercise, the sun breath. So this helps to activate vitality, productivity, and strength. Now, normally I would mirror, and I would, if I'd say this was my left side, this is my right side, that's my left side, so that it's kind of direct, because I'm sitting kind of directly in front of you. But for this, if I do the wrong side, then I will send myself to sleep. And the whole idea of this is to wake ourselves up. So with this, so you find a comfortable seated position, just to start off with, and just start to bring some awareness to your breath. Just take a few easy breaths. Close your eyes if it helps. Just observe your breath. Aim to breathe from the bottom of the lungs to the top. Just observe your breath as it stands. And then bring your left hand onto your left thumb onto your nostrils. So remember, I'm doing it the other way around to you. Just seal the nostril with your thumb, and then take 8 to 10 in and out breaths through the right side, just in your own time. If you find it difficult to breathe through your nose, you can just unseal the nose and imagine that you are breathing just through the right nostril. after the out breath, just release your hands and then let your breath return to normal. So from here, just visualize an energy channel running up your spine from your right seated sit bone to your right nostril. Feel the flow of energy between those 2 points. So breathe in, close your eyes, just focus on the channel of energy from the right sit bone to the right nostril. And back down. Observe any sensations of clarity and lightness in your mind. Okay, and then just bring your breathing back to normal. Bring your hands into Namaste. Press the palms firmly together, lengthen from your armpits into your elbows. Just spend a moment to draw your energy with the breath down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists and the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created around the heart area. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you. So hopefully you feel as though you really lifted your energy and you've brought some good positive energy into your body and your mind, setting you up for a good